Hey guys, this video is going to be for anyone who is suicidal, wants to give up, or if they just want to give up or just want to quit. So here's what I have to say to you guys, and this one's going to be a little long, by the way. Okay, so don't give up. The beginning is always the hardest part, but it'll get easier. The harder the life, the stronger you become. The harder the life, the stronger you become. The easier the life will be. Life is only hard if you make it that way, so let's make it easier for yourself. No matter how hard things may seem at the time, it'll get easier, as in it'll change for the better. You just have to hang on because pain ends. Live for the people who want to see you fail. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. Turn your can'ts into cans and your dreams into plans. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying where there seemed to be no hope at all. You want to give up because of what a few people are saying about you. What about celebrities? They have the whole world saying terrible things about them. Those celebrities haven't given up, so why are you? Just keep moving forward and don't pay attention to what anybody thinks of you. Do what you have to do for you. When life puts you in tough situations, don't say, why me? Say, try me. Struggles only make people smarter if you get through them. Sometimes you must hurt in order to know, fall in order to grow, lose in order to gain, because most of life's lessons are learned through pain. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have came. Remember everything you have faced and all the battles you have won and all the fears you have overcome. Faith is believing even if everything looks so wrong. It's time to speak up, even if your voice shakes a little, because suffering in silence never helped anyone. You have to live through the bad days to get to the good ones. Life is hard. Sometimes I think it's the hardest thing there is, but the only way to get through life is to just keep swimming. And you can always take a rest, like take a break from life. Just plug in your earphone, plug in some headphones, take a break from life. You can rest if you must, but don't you quit. Don't you dare give up on this life. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Life has its ups and downs. You just have to remain strong. Everything is gonna be alright. Maybe not right now, but eventually it will be. Sometimes we have to lose the small battles in order to win the war. Cool. You are put on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to live out your purpose, and to do it courageously. The greatest glory never comes from winning, but rising each time after you fall. A person is defined by what he or she chooses to do with his life or her life, not by what happens to them. Sometimes good things fall apart, so better things can fall together. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. No matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you're still way ahead of anyone who isn't trying. Even the hardest puzzles have solutions. Don't complain, just work harder. The bravest thing you can do right now is to continue to live your life, even though you want to die. You need to see that life is not always perfect. We will not always get what we want, and though it hurts a lot, what should have happened, happened. What should have left, left. And whatever's thrown you off course will always bring you back to where it needs to be. Life goes on, whether you choose to move on and take a chance in the unknown, or stay behind, locked in the past, thinking of what could have been. Storms don't last forever. Even when you lose all hope, you need to just keep swimming. Okay. And that's all I have for you guys today. And that is my advice for anyone who is suicidal or is wanting to give up at life. I understand. I know what you're going through. I wouldn't mind sharing my suicide story with you guys. So I guess I can share that now. Okay. First, let me start by saying I have no idea how many times I have attempted, nor do I remember every attempt I made. I only remember 2 attempts that I've made in my 10-year journey with this illness. My first scene occurred at our old apartments. I don't recall what made me attempt it. I was only a freshman at the time. All I remember is it was night, I was getting ready to take a shower. I had a knife wrapped in a towel. I turned the shower water on, wrapped the towel around me, took the knife, and I kept trying to stab myself with the towel on me. I kept trying repeatedly, it didn't work, so I put the knife back where I got it from. Before I even made the attempt, I tried calling like my sister and my grandma. Neither one of them answered. I was home alone. Well, my little sister was here, but my mom and dad were at work. I honestly didn't want them to answer the phone because they thought it was all for attention. And here's my advice for parents who have a daughter or son or just know anyone with any mental illness. Never claim it's for attention. Never tell them it's for attention, because that only makes them more depressed. And it'll make them feel more like they're all alone in this world, and that's not what they need. They really need you to be there for them and understand them, and don't just come to the conclusion that it's all for attention. No, we just need help. And you saying it's all for attention isn't helping us, it's making our battles worse. So, back to my story. Since my attempt didn't work, I started to self-harm. As time went by, my attempts stopped, but the amount of scars didn't. I eventually told my older sisters about it. They told my parents, and they all thought it was attention seeking. One day I wrote that an essay called Not So Strong Anymore. To make a long story short, my parents ended up, I turned in that essay called Not So Strong Anymore. I'll share that with you guys later on. To make this long story short, my parents ended up having to come to the office so we all speak about mental illnesses. Afterwards, we went to therapy together. So that was my first scene I remembered. My second scene occurred, well, I don't remember when this scene occurred. I was under so much stress, I didn't get enough sleep, and that's when suicidal thoughts kept going through my mind. Similar to the scene I just told you about, it took place in a bathroom, knife, and yeah. But before I even made that attempt, I wrote a will, like a suicide note. I wrote a note saying how I felt invisible and unloved, and how everyone was like, oh, it's all, like my family just thought it was all attention seeking. So that only made me feel more alone. The next day, my mom, she found the knife in my shower caddy bag. I came home from school, and all the knives were hidden in the basement. The blades I used for cutting were also gone. What my mom did, well, her actions are what made me realize that life is way too precious to just throw away. I never really thanked her for that. Thanks to her, like, hiding those objects from me, I've been clean for 3 years, meaning I haven't self-harmed or made a suicide attempt in that time period. So, I deserve a medal, but whatever. I'm beyond proud of myself for that. I'm not gonna lie and say that I've never had those thoughts about self-harm or suicide. Those thoughts still come every once in a while. I just have completed the recovery process of where I now developed better ways of coping. So I just use one of those ways I developed to help me get through this battle. So thank you for watching. Peace, love, and a glitter glove. Stay strong, and I love you. Bye, guys.